Hey everyone, my name is Patrick, and today I get to bring you your daily dose of hope. In times of uncertainty and maybe even crisis, it seems like we're prone to want to ask questions. And there really are like three types of questions that we want to ask and we want to have the answers to. How did this happen? Like, how did we get into this situation? How did it happen? Why did it happen? And how do we get out of this? Or how do we fix this issue or this problem or this crisis? And it seems like whenever we have times of uncertainty or crisis, we just are drawn to want to know the answers to those questions. And it's so apparent to me, if you spend any time on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, on Twitter, it just seems like everybody's either asking these questions or giving their perspective in answering these questions. And it just seems crazy because there's all this information, all this stuff that's going on, and people are just trying to make sense of a little bit of the chaos that we're in. And I think now more than ever, this passage in John chapter 10 that I'm going to read is so relevant for us today. Talking about the Good Shepherd, here's a parable that Jesus shares. He says, I tell you the truth, the man who does not enter the sheep pen by the gate, but climbs in by another way, is a thief, a robber. The man who enters the gate by the man that enters by the gate is the shepherd of his sheep. The watchman opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. So the shepherd comes into the pen and he calls the sheep out by name. Verse 4, when he has brought out all his sheep, he goes ahead of them. He leads them, and his sheep follow. Here's why: because they know his voice. And he goes on to say, but they will never follow a stranger. In fact, they will run away from him because they do not recognize a stranger's voice. In a day and age where there are so many opinions, so many ideas floating around, I think it's more and more important that we spend time listening to the shepherd's voice. Here's a good test of whether or not you're doing this, and something that I kind of use for myself. If I'm spending more time on Facebook and getting wrapped up in a lot of the ideas that are going out there more than I am spending time in the Word, then something's out of sync. Now, I'm not saying it's not okay to be informed and all those sort of things. I think that's important for us, but I think we need to spend more time spending with Jesus, listening to his voice more than ever. So I encourage you to do that as we are in this time of crisis, to spend time focusing and listening to Jesus.